You're watching MaxPreps SoCal.
And welcome into MaxPreps SoCal. Over the next half hour, we'll look back on some of the California State Championship games. Come on in. I'm Chris Hayrie, joined by former LA Charger and Riverview, Florida High alum Jaleel Adai. Jaleel, the end is here. We had some gems, though, this weekend.
We did, and there was a lot of exciting football going on, championship football, and you see these kids come out there and play their tail off for their coaches and for their respective programs, and it was exciting to see.
4 teams from the Southern Section also lifted state championships last Friday and Saturday, including Mission Viejo, Lucerna, Ramona, and Mater Dei, who claimed their 4th Open Division state title since 2017 with a big win over San Mateo Cerro.
Brown steps into the throw, got a man open. It's caught Marcus Harris. He's got one man to beat in Joseph Bay. He's going to beat him, and it's 13-0.
Senior quarterback Elijah Brown threw 4 touchdown passes as the Monarchs routed the Cerro Padres 35-0 last Saturday at Saddleback to win the CIF State Open Division Championship. It's their 2nd Open Division title in the last 3 years, as Mater Dei finishes 13-1 in their first season under head coach Frank McManus.
I'm feeling pretty good right about now, so I'm proud of the boys. Obviously, I wish there was a few less penalties in the game, but I'm proud of the way they responded, their preparation, their dedication. It's been a long season, a tough and long transition. I'm just so proud of these guys making it through it. I'm proud of this guy to finish his career the way he should have as a champion.
So, Jaleel, we could take this conversation in a number of directions with Mater Dei. Just an unbelievable season, but how about we start at the quarterback, Elijah Brown, kind of cementing his legacy there?
He definitely cemented his legacy. When you look at Elijah Brown and you look at Mater Dei, it's a rich school, a quarterback tradition. J.T. Daniels, Bryce Young, Matt Barkley, Matt Leinart, the list goes on. And then here you come, Elijah Brown, Stanford commit, 42-2 on the year, on his career, This kid is outstanding. Stanford should be really, really excited to get him.
Hey, Jaleel, 4 touchdowns when it mattered the most. So we thought that maybe the real state championship was against Bosco, but what he did against Cerro was remarkable.
Speaking of Bosco, all I did this year was rave about them, and Mater Dei continually, after I did that, shut me up, right? And then they come out here and put on this impressive performance. Elijah Brown, hats off to you, hats off to Mater Dei and Coach McManus.
They had your face on a bulletin board, bro.
They had to, bulletin material.
All right, perhaps the best matchup of the state championship games pitted Concord de La Salle against the Division II champs in the Southern Section, Mission Viejo. But guess what? It was all Diablos. Mission Viejo was looking for its 2nd state championship, and former star quarterback Mark Sanchez was in the building. De La Salle scored first, but the Diablos tied it up in the 2nd quarter when Luke Fahey found Phillip Bell for the first of 2 touchdowns. They led 17-7 in the 3rd quarter, and this time Fahey connects with his favorite target, sophomore wideout Vance Spafford. Fahey threw a pair of touchdown passes, also ran for 85 yards as Mission Viejo held off the Spartans for a 27-14 win over De La Salle. And ladies and gentlemen, he's back. He should be a co-host at this point. Joining us is Mission Viejo head coach Chad Johnson, but this time he brought along his quarterback Luke Fahey. And Luke, I'm going to start with you. Just your overall emotions and reaction to winning a state title.
Man, it was extremely exciting. It's always been a dream ever since coming into high school, knowing that I wanted to be in a place like this and watching them continuously on TV. This was once a dream, and I'm so glad I was able to make it come true.
Coach Chad Johnson, is Jaleel here, and every time I hear your name, Coach, I rag on you about it, but I have to ask, Luke, do you guys give Coach any kind of mess about who's the real Chad Johnson, him or Ocho Cinco?
No, never did. Never did.
Well, he has a ring and Chad doesn't, man, so I think he takes that crown, Coach. Congratulations to you.
Coach, like I said, you've been here the last.
Thank you very much. Yes.
You've been here the last 3 weeks, man. To finally complete this mission with these guys led by your quarterback, what does it mean?
It means a lot, man. I'm so proud of these guys and our school and our community for what they accomplished this year. You know, we had some ups and downs this season with the young football team, and the way they finished the season as they matured and grew up is exactly what you want to do, taking on a perennial superpower like De La Salle, maybe the most storied high school program, the history of high school football, and be able to beat them and have a home championship game, basically. We played in our backyard in Mission Viejo at Saddleback Junior College, and it was a phenomenal venue for a great game, and we were fortunate to come out on top.
Coach, when I seen you at the CIF luncheon, you spoke about the young players and keeping them healthy and how you have starters who are still playing at a high level deep into the season. What can you say about your program and the kids that play for you and what they've done for this program? You came over from a highly touted program, came over here to a very respected Mission Viejo program, and now you have a championship. What can you say about those kids?
And they work their tail off. You know, the season starts for us in January. You know, we get back Christmas break and we grind the weight room, and I think that's where championships are made and won in the offseason, the months of January, February, March, and April, where, you know, no one's around, no one's kind of watching, and we're just kind of getting into the weight room and getting after it and preparing our bodies for hopefully a 16-game season. And this year, you know, we went 16 games, and we had, I think, 21 out of 22 starters were healthy for the final, and that's kind of a testament to how hard to work in the offseason to prepare our bodies.
Hey, Luke, how did this season kind of prepare you for the rest of your career? What did you learn about yourself this year?
There was a lot of, again, ups and downs, like you said, but just to have that perseverance and just have like a positive mindset toward everything. There's going to be bad games. There's going to be bad times in the season, but you just got to just keep going. You just got to keep playing for your brothers.
Well, I tell you what, guys, here at MaxPreps SoCal, we've had so much fun doing this show, and you've been such a huge part of it. Congratulations. Enjoy the off season and continue to celebrate, huh?
Congrats, guys.
Yes, sir, we will. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you to those guys. Dream season for Riverside's Ramona High School. It ended with the state championship. Head coach Ken Mashinsky and two of his players were on Sports Central beforehand. And wouldn't you know, those two guys balled out. The Rams were looking to finish the job and close the season on a 6-game winning streak with a win over Pleasant Valley. Junior running back Sincere Tolbert provided the punch on the ground, surpassing 2,000 rushing yards on the season with a $141 and a touchdown against the Vikings. Senior linebacker number 21 Peter Mesa closed out his high school career in a big way. 7 tackles on defense, a pair of rushing touchdowns as a running back, and a 79-yard pick six to put the icing on a 35-7 win for Ramona. It's the first state championship in school history for Coach Mashinsky and the Rams. And Jaleel, I have to go back to this because last week you shouted out Royce Mendoza, and Royce answered the bell.
Yeah, Royce delivered. When you look at Royce, he's 5'4", 120 pounds. Had an interception this game. That's his 10th total interception. Absolute ball hawk. When you have guys on your team that can take the ball at a high rate like this, you always give your team a chance. Then you have Peter Mesa at the linebacker position who's going crazy. Pick six, 76 yards, touchdowns, and then their bell cow, Sincere Tolbert, 2,000 yards rushing on the year. Mr. 2K, congratulations to you guys in Ramona.
Man, the fact that Royce had to follow it up, he had 9 interceptions entering the game. You said, what you got?
I said, what you got? And he gave me everything he needed, man. You balled out, Royce. Once again, I'm going to shout you out. Keep doing your thing. I see you from one DB to another, man. Congratulations.
And then finally, you know, we talked about Tolbert a lot on this show, and to have over 2,000 yards, man, just impressive at any level.
Any level. The last person I think that's done it was, Chris Henry or Chad Johnson in the NFL, and that's the NFL. But I don't care. We're talking high school ball right now, and this kid, Sincere Tolbert, needs some national recognition. I don't care what division it is. 2,000 yards rushing is a very hard job to do, very hard thing to do. Yeah. As a junior, his senior season should be stellar.
All right, coming up, one more state champion from the southern section to get to. Whittier's Lucerna, who ended the season on an 11-game winning streak. Plus, Ferndale High School has less than 150 students, but they pulled off a big comeback to knock off Fairfax out of the city section. We have the recap next.
You're watching MaxPreps SoCal.
Welcome back, everybody. Fontana's Jurupa Hills faced off against SoCal at Pasadena City College for the Division IV AA state title. And after a 1-4 start to the season, the Spartans rallied to make the Southern Section playoffs at 4-6 and went on to win the Division VIII crown. But SoCal was too much to handle. A 57-yard touchdown pass from Knights quarterback Sam Whelan to Jordan McCord put them up 28-0. Jurupa Hills scored late to avoid the shutout. They lost 28-7. And they finished the year at 9-7. Let's go out to El Camino College for the Division IIIA state title between Marin Catholic and Lakewood's Mayfair. And the Monsoons won the Southern Section Division 7 championship this season to claim their third section title, and were playing in the school's first ever state final. But their run came to an end against the Wildcats, who scored on their first 2 offensive snaps on their way to a 38-18 win and a state title. Their second in the past 3 years. Mayfair finishes the season at 12-4. Day earlier, El Camino College hosted the Division 7 AA state title between Fairfax and Ferndale. The Lions roared out to a 21-0 lead behind a pair of touchdown passes from Ivan Levin. It was all Wildcats after that. Ferndale scored the next 29, beginning with a blocked punt for a safety, and then 4 rushing touchdowns from sophomore quarterback Tanner Pidgeot. Fairfax falls short 29-21. They finished the year 10-5. It's the first time since 2010 the Lions have reached a double-digit win. So congrats to Fairfax on winning the Division II championship in the city section. But, Jilla, we got to shout out Ferndale. Only 24 players on the roster. We heard they had to cancel a basketball game because the whole team also plays football. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Two-way athletes, I see. When you see those guys out there, they're out there blocking shots like they're on the court. They're blocking punts. And I said to you earlier, I said this team has to have some down in the goal line jump ball guys. You can just throw the ball up to them and they can moss them. They can dunk on them in the end zone and it'd be easy 6 points. That's crazy to see, man. Shout out to those guys. Two-way athletes. I love to see it at the high school level.
I want to see these guys hoop. You know?
Me too, man.
I wish we had another episode.
We need to cover them. We need to cover them.
Let's go to Ferndale and see what's up. All right. One more state champion to talk about from the southern section. Whittier's Lucerna High School, who won its first state championship last Friday over Sacramento's Grant High School.
3rd and 7. Pressure coming against Cerrone. Steps up, looking end zone. Tip ball. Has it. Touchdown, Lucerna.
My man Rashawn Haylock on the call there. Senior Owen Long's juggling touchdown catch put the Lancers up 21-13. They'd scored at least 42 points in 10 straight games, while Grant was averaging 47 a game. But it was the defenses that starred in the 21-19 win for Lucerna. After the Pacers scored to make it a 2-point game, junior Kaimana Tufaga stopped Washington State commit Waste Sean Parker short of the goal line on a 2-point attempt. Lucerna won their 11th straight game to claim the Division II AA state championship.
This means everything to me right here. This is what means everything to me right here. All the smiles on these guys' faces, all the hard work, everything, all the practices, every single day. This is a team of destiny. We've been saying it from the start, and now we're state champions, baby.
So senior Owen Long will be playing at Idaho next year. He led the team in rushing. He had 28 touchdowns this season, including the amazing catch here in the state final. And Jalil, he also led the team with 14 tackles.
Yeah, Owen Long went crazy this whole season, but I'm going to read off this list. It's like a Christmas list. Santa's coming early. Owen Long led the team in rushing, 28 total touchdowns, 139 tackles, ladies and gentlemen, almost 1,800 yards total offense, 1,500 yards rushing, with a CIF championship and a state championship.
Hold on, let me check it twice.
Check it twice. He's not naughty, he is nice. He is not naughty, he is nice.
Owen Long, shout out to you. All right, coming up, we'll wrap up the season for St. Bonaventure, the Division III champs in the southern section. Plus, MaxPreps National Football Editor Zach Poff going to join us to talk Mater Dei's big win and players to watch for California Player of the Year.
You're watching MaxPreps SoCal.
Division IIA state championship at Saddleback College. St. Bonaventure taking on Folsom. Senior quarterback Anthony Walter headed to Nevada next year. Hooking up here with DJ Doss. Look at that one-handed touchdown catch. The Seraphs led 14-13 late in the fourth, but Bulldogs quarterback Ryder Lyons engineered a game-winning drive. Less than 30 seconds left. Lyons connects with Jamison Powell for the go-ahead score. Folsom came back to beat St. Bonaventure 20-14, ending the Seraph season at 12-4. The city section's best, Birmingham Charter, taking on Lafayette Alcalanes in the Division III AA championship. Quarterback Kingston Tisdale hadn't thrown a pick all year, connected with star wideout Peyton Waters 8 times for 98 yards and a pair of touchdowns, helping the Patriots out to a 20-7 lead, but the Dons fought back in the second half. Quarterback Sully Bailey, threw for 4 touchdowns. That sounds like a quarterback, right?
Yes,
the
it
go-ahead
does.
34-yarder to Cal commit Trevor Rogers. Alcalanes lifts their first ever state championship with a 35-23 win. City section teams now 0-11 in the state finals since 2017. But, Sheila, we're going to be seeing Peyton Waters take his talents to Washington next year.
Yeah, those Huskies in the playoffs, and they should be really excited about this young man who they're getting. Big frame at 6'2", big wingspan. He can play the receiver position. He can play safety. We've seen him all season long make plays, block kicks, return kicks, big-time catches, spectacular catches, one-hand catches. He can do it all in Washington University. Those Huskies should be excited to get him.
And they already got some studs at the wide receiver position
yes, they do.
up there. All right, joining the show now, MaxPreps National Football Editor Zach Poff. And Zach, you have some more stars from SoCal you want to talk about today.
Yeah, man, we're getting ready to release our State Players of the Year on December 19th. So obviously California's got a bunch of ballers. And, these are just a few guys that are in contention to be named that State Player of the Year. And we got to start with the linebacker from St. John Bosco, 4-star Notre Dame commit Kingston Billy Amoasa. He's the best linebacker in the country, in my opinion. And all he did this year was he led the Braves, who had one of the best defenses in the entire country with over 100 tackles and also 13 tackles for loss. You got Cornell Hatcher Jr. This guy was a highlight reel every Friday night for head coach Matt Logan and Corona Centennial. He went for over 2,200 yards and 42 TDs this year. Jane Rosenthal, this guy does it all on both sides of the ball. He had nearly 2,000 yards receiving, 41 TDs, and he had 12 interceptions on defense. And then, of course, Elijah Brown, you guys touched on him. He had a dominant state championship game, threw for 310 and 4 tutties. And this is, a guy who just had a historic career at Mater Dei. He finished his high school career 42-2, and the only Mater Dei quarterback to win multiple state titles. And they've had a lot of big-time quarterbacks, JT Daniels, Bryce Young, Matt Leinart, Matt Barkley, and the list goes on and on. Elijah Brown threw his name in the mix as being one of the best Monarch QBs of all time.
Hey, Zach, speaking of Mater Dei, speaking of Elijah Brown, I've been on their tail all season long. We mentioned earlier in the show. But for people who may not have watched them play, we knew they were going to be the top dog this year, them or Bosco. They took that big beat down against Bosco, and they came back and they rallied. How can you put their season into words?
Yeah, and that's what really impressed me the most. A team loses 28-0. That's hard to come back the following week and bounce back. And they kind of used that, that 20-0 loss, and that really fueled them the rest of the way. They really dominated, and they got the get-back game on Bosco and won 35-7, and the one that really matters. That one's way more important than the one during the regular season. And, Elijah Brown, big-time quarterback, but Mater Dei's defense might be the best defense in all of high school football. In that 35-0 shutout win against a very good Seraph San Mateo team in the CF Open Division state title, they held them to 58 total yards. So they dominated, especially in the playoffs. One of the best defenses Mater Dei has ever had in program history.
Zach, I wish we could see Mater Dei in Bishop Gorman, which leads me to my next question. At your national rankings, what are they looking like at the moment?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Bishop Gorman right now to finish the year at number 1, but we still got to discuss it and figure everything out. We'll be releasing that on December 18th. Shamron Madonna, Jalil's a Florida guy, man, and Shamron Madonna's got a bunch of ballers. Jeremiah Smith, the number 1 recruit in the entire country, 5-star wide receiver. They got a bunch of other dudes in IMG Academy, and then North Shore will play Duncanville in the Texas 6A state championship game on Saturday. That's going to be a big one. And then number 6, DeSoto will also be closing out the season at number 8, Walton. So we're only down to 2 states left, Georgia and Texas. But, yeah, it's looking good for the Vegas Power to finish this year at number 1 with the season they had.
Zach, we had to bring Jalil in to show our appreciation to you all year. You have been a stud. You've made this show better, and we can't thank you enough, man.
Hey, guys, I just want to give y'all a shout-out, too, man. You guys are the best in the business, and you guys run SoCal. It's been a pleasure joining you guys, man, and I love the work you guys do.
Can't wait to see you, man, next season. All right, still to come. We're going to show love to 5 schools that won the Southern Section Championships for the first time ever.
You're watching MaxPreps SoCal.
All right, one more stat to know for you, and it's the number 1. 5 teams claimed their first ever Southern Section Division title this season. Paris's Orange Vista in Division 5, Simi Valley in Division 6, Torrance in Division 10, Cerritos in Division 12, and Bell Gardens in Division 14. Congrats to all 5 of those schools. So, Jaleel, one more final piece of business, all right? My man retired officially on Saturday from the National Football League. 9 seasons, a majority of those with the Chargers. Jaleel and his beautiful family, John Spanos. Dude, congratulations, man.
Thank you guys. It means a lot. Playing in the NFL, I don't take it lightly. Only less than 1% makes it. Playing 9 years, 7 years with the Chargers, 4 in San Diego, 3 in LA. And just to have my kids there, my wife there, it really meant a lot to me. It was special. And from me to you guys here at KCal, I truly appreciate it. I don't want to tear up, man. I don't want my makeup to run right now. But, hey, I appreciate it, man, and go Bolts.
It started somewhere, though.
It did.
You know, it started in Riverview, and guess
what?
There
it is.
Come on.
There it is.
Who's that? Who's number 4?
That's him.
Who's number 4 in your program?
That's Timothy. Let's go.
Come on, do you remember this game?
I was like 160 pounds soaking wet. And we couldn't celebrate at this time, so I just had to set the ball down nice and gentle. I wanted to hit the green.
Hold on, we got more. We got more. Number 4 coming to you.
This sophomore Jaleel. This sophomore. Excuse me. Oops. Excuse me.
Hey,
Punt
man,
return.
this is, you know what, though? There's kids watching this, and you got your start.
Yeah.
At the high school level,
yeah.
And you made your way to the NFL, and you played 9 seasons. Salute to you, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
And what a season it's been, man. We've had a blast.
Yes, we have, man. We have, man. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all. Hope you guys get every gift, every present that you want. Me to Chris, man. It's been a pleasure.
That's it. That's it for us on MaxPreps SoCal. We've had fun bringing you the best of high school football over the last 10 weeks. Until next time.